team. Welcome back to the Mosaic podcast. This is a place where we put the pieces of life and business one intentional piece at a time to create something beautiful, masterful, and extra, not so ordinary. All right, so we are in our final episode of month 2. And I want to close out our identity month with a conversation about something that touches almost every one of us multiple times a day, often without us even noticing it, that we are doing it. And that is comparison. Okay. I used to think comparison was simply something to eliminate. I mean, and that is the popular belief, right? They say, delete the apps or avoid the highlight reels and stay in your own lane and such. But it's actually not true. I don't believe in that. So, it is what I believe. The truth is that it is more layered than this popular advice suggests, right? I want to give you like a more honest or maybe more useful version of what comparison needs to be today. Okay. Now, social comparison, we all know that in young adults, there's like mental health challenges and everything. But the clearest finding that I've seen in the research that I've done for this season on comparison was about upward comparison. There's something called that is upward comparison, and that is comparing yourself to someone that you perceive as better off than you are, right? And it always, for especially in young adults, it links to like lower self-esteem, especially when that comparison happens passively, like scrolling through without engaging in anything. In fact, they say that some of these platforms, more often than not, on its own, it's like scrolling is not a negative predictor of well-being. Like the damage doesn't come from comparing on its own itself. It comes from a specific kind of comparison done in a specific and maybe a passive kind of a way. And that distinction matters a lot. Because, so say you're scrolling and you're actively engaging, commenting, asking questions, like connecting or creating, that tends to support well-being actually, because it builds real social connection, even though you are comparing yourself with someone that you perceive as if they are better than you. On the other end, passive consumption, like silently scrolling and absorbing like what everyone else is doing, and you're seeing these highlight reels, and none of that is real, is that really fuels this upward comparison spiral that causes young adults, especially young adults, to erode on their self-esteem. But what I believe is that comparison itself is not the enemy. Like I think unconscious comparison is, right? Because it's not that, I don't think it's to say that you never compare yourself to others I don't think it is possible. I don't think that is actually true. Can it even be done? Is it even useful? Right? Comparison is one of the oldest tools, in fact, in human beings, right? That how we learn what is possible. You kind of need to see someone doing something that you didn't know that was possible or achievable. And it can be genuinely inspiring, or it can create fuel in you. So when there is this as inspirational or admirational or inspirational upward comparison, it actually creates a positive impact in people. So the difference isn't whether you compare or not. It's whether you choose the comparison to be on purpose or whether you let it choose you, right? It's because intentional comparison is like studying someone's path to success because you want to learn from them and you can accelerate your own growth. On the other hand, there's this unconscious comparison that you say endlessly absorb someone's highlight reels that does no good with no real goal, no filter or no off switch, right? So all those types of things is quietly stealing your life and one scroll at a time. Or convincing you that you're always behind in a race that you never even agreed to enter in, right? So I want you to really feel the difference and understand the difference when it comes to comparison. Intentional versus unconscious comparison. So the solution isn't really maybe deleting the apps. It is about getting honest about which comparisons are actually serving you and studying one creator's content structure or on purpose so you can learn the things that you can apply to yourself, right? Versus comparisons are just done passively, just noise, stealing your evenings and stealing your self-respect. I mean, it's the same platform, maybe the same app, but done differently, right? Completely different approaches and effect on you, depending on whether you are steering your life in the right direction. So it's really, that is the key takeaway in this week's episode. So I want you to do a comparison audit. So track it. Like step 1, track it for maybe 3 days. Every time you notice yourself comparing yourself to somebody else, to anywhere, maybe it's online, maybe it is on the street. Jot down who that person was, how it made you feel. You can't redesign a pattern you haven't actually seen, by the way. You know it. You know what it is. Write it down. And then sort each instance into one of 2 piles, okay? Is this a chosen comparison? Like you went looking for it without a purpose? No, learn something specific? Or was it an absorbed comparison, right? Or passive comparison. It found you passively. It had no goal. You didn't go for it, seeking for it. You just got attached to it. And then put them in a container, right? Set specific times for browsing online rather than endlessly, passively accessing content. And notice the platforms and the people that most reliably trigger these 2 different containers, right? So if on this app, this person is really triggering passive comparison in you, maybe you can unfollow that account. Right? You don't have to quit everything. You don't have to delete the app. Just stop leaving the door open, right? For active comparisons. And then, this is another powerful technique. You can convert one comparison into a lesson on purpose each week. Pick one person whose path genuinely inspires you instead of just, absorbing their content on highlight reels or whatever. But extract that one concrete thing that you can apply to your own work this week. So that you can turn that comparison into a curriculum instead of this just verdict that you are not good enough or something. I mean, this is very powerful action steps that I'm giving you right here. Go back, rewind and start with the comparison audit and follow through these steps. Audit them, sort them, put them into containers, and then find a way to convert that comparison that's triggering you, right? And make it an engaged and passive, active, on purpose one. It is powerful. All right, team. We have spent this month building your identity from the inside out. I mean, deciding who you are before the results even arrive is something huge. Before even taking action, right? Before you feel ready. We talked about taking back the microphone in your own head. And now we're talking about choosing your comparisons instead of observing them, like absorbing them, not observing them, absorbing them. These are huge, huge ideas. I mean, these are daily operating system installments of becoming the person you are meant to be. That's what we are focused on in this season. I mean, your identity is not something that happens to you while you wait for someone's permission. It is something that you built one mosaic piece at a time in public and in private, one intentional piece at a time. That's why we are here today. So let's go through our affirmation sequence, and I want you to feel them. You choose your comparisons. They do not choose you. What you absorb passively shapes you as much as what you do intentionally, so you choose with care. You are inspired by others without losing yourself to them. Your timeline is your own. You are not behind in a race you never agreed to run. You extract lessons from the world instead of verdicts against yourself. You are building an identity that doesn't need anyone else's results to feel whole. You are exactly where the next piece of your mosaic needs you to be. All right, team. Thank you so much for walking through month 2 with me. This identity work that we have gone through is quiet. It's not glamorous. And it is the foundation. Everything else gets built on it. So run your 3-day comparison audit this week. Rerun the episodes of this month. And notice what you have been absorbing. Notice the voices that are running in your head. And choose intentionally. That is all, that is all there is to Mosaic. Intentional work, that is what we are behind. Intentional affirmations, intentional subliminals, intentional audio experiences designed to help you become the person you are meant to be. That's the season that we are in, this season. And we are building that one Mosaic piece at a time. Now, month 3 is coming. Get ready. We are going to go deep on so many different topics, the future, and how to stay intentional inside a world that is changing faster than ever. I will see you there.